Hey friends, so this practice is just a short practice for a little bit of tension relief for the neck and the shoulders. So such a great one to try if you are a desk worker or if you sit in a car for long periods of time and you just need to kind of relieve any tension through the neck and shoulders. Definitely give this one a try. So I am sitting back onto my heels and I do have a block that I'm sitting on, but no props are really necessary for this one. Just start to find any easy seated position that you would like. And just start to allow your top of the shoulders to fall down away from your ears. So without us even noticing it, we tend to just be scrunched up all day. So really allow yourself to just settle on back into your heels or your sit bones. Sit up nice and tall. And just take a few deep breaths there to start to settle in. And sometimes that all it takes is just the time and space to just allow ourselves and give ourselves this permission to take this nice reset, even if it's just for 5 to 10 minutes. Take a few more deep breaths there. And just checking in with the body, checking in with the breath. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to bring our arms out to a T. So both palms are facing down. We're going to flip the right palm over. So right palm faces up, left palm still faces down. Arms are out to a T. And now we're just going to start to add on to this and rotate. So now I'm going to flip my left palm up, right palm over. And that's the motion that we're going to be working with. So a little bit of rotation through the arms. Keep the tops of the shoulders relaxed. And so as one palm is flipped up, the other palm is going to be flipped down. And just exploring this little bit of rotation and movement. And just keeping a nice slow, steady breath while you're doing this. And now you can add on from here as well and start to slowly turn the head side to side. So my left palm is now flipped up, my neck is turned to the left, looking towards the opposite side and just adding in this little bit of movement here. And again, not forcing anything, not forcing the neck rotation, just stopping to where you naturally would stop in a more organic way. And we'll keep doing this a few more times. And then let's go ahead and bring the head back to center. Take a moment to pause with both palms facing down. And then just allow the arms to come down by your side. Roll the shoulders back a few times. And then rolling the shoulders forward. And then feel free to even shrug the shoulders. And now from here, we're going to place our hands in our lap and take a few seated cat and cows. So on an inhale, start to draw your hands towards your upper thighs, arch your back, just lift the chin gently, and then take an exhale to start to bring your hands up towards your knees. Grab onto your knees as you round the spine and broaden through the upper back. Chin can come down towards the chest. So it's an inhale to come forward, arch the spine. And an exhale, grabbing onto the knees, rounding the spine. One more time, inhale, come to your seated cow pose. And exhale as you round the spine, find your seated cat pose. And then just coming back to center, back to neutral here. And then we're going to take the arms back out to a T. Cross the right arm over the left and just start to wrap the arms for eagle arms here. So let me turn to the side a little bit here so you can see me a little better. Now, if you can't wrap the arms completely around like this, no worries. Maybe you just give yourself a big bear hug today, especially if those shoulders and traps are pretty tight. You might just want to give yourself a big bear hug. And maybe even for your eagle arms, your arms might just wrap maybe around the fingertips. So just find what's available for your body today. Again, no forcing or straining. We just want to gently have the body open up. And you might be immediately feeling sensation through the shoulder blades and the mid to upper back there. Sometimes this pose can be quite juicy. So especially if we have a lot of tension through our shoulders, our upper traps. So with this one, seeing if you can really just come back to your breath, keeping the teeth parted and letting the jaw hang. And so we're keeping the sides of the neck soft. Maybe noticing what's going on texturally through the shoulders. And just drawing your attention inwards. Go ahead and take one more inhale through the nose, and then as you exhale, we're going to unwind the arms, stretch the arms back out to a T, and then let the hands or the arms come down by your side. Again, maybe a little roll through the shoulders, a little shrug perhaps. And then we'll find some stillness again here. Let's bring your arms out to a T, cross the left arm over right, wrap the arms for eagle arms. And again, maybe you just come to that bear hug, just finding what's available. Maybe you just wrap your pinky around your thumb. And if you are taking that full wrap of the eagle arms, see if you can press the hands into each other. And that might create a little bit more sensation through that mid to upper back area. The spot right in between the shoulder blades, sometimes we have a hard time getting to. And now from here, if you're looking for maybe even a little bit more sensation, you don't necessarily have to stay in stillness. Feel free to add on a little bit of cat and cow movement as you reach up on an inhale, and then exhale as you fold over around your spine. Now it's not going to be very big cat and cow movements, but if you feel like you need to move a little bit, feel free to do that. Come back to your breath. And then again, just noticing any sensations. Maybe even just noticing and taking note of how each side feels different with this left arm now crossing in front of the right. And it might not be big differences, but maybe just noticing the little subtleties. Let's take a few more deep breaths here. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and start to unravel the arms. Stretch the arms back out to a T, and then lower your arms down by your sides. Take a few shoulder shrugs or shoulder rolls. And then just coming off of your support, if you do have a blanket and you want to sit right on the edge of a blanket, we're just going to come to a seated twist here. So nothing specific. You don't even need any props for this one, but we want to just come to a seat here. And I'm sitting more of a Sukhasana seat, so my right shin is front of my left shin. Sit up nice and tall on an inhale, and on your exhale, twist to the right, and just loosely bring your left hand to your right thigh or your right knee. Right hand's going to go behind us, acting as a little kickstand to keep our spine nice and straight here. And then we're going to start to tuck the chin underneath the left armpit. Now from here, we want to let the right arm be really heavy. And just maybe even shrug that right shoulder. I'm rolling that right shoulder a little bit. So any little movement there through that right arm. And just really allowing yourself to settle here. So find some stillness. Chin is tucked underneath the left armpit. Come back to your breath. And just maybe even noticing that little bit of tug underneath the skin layer along the right side of the neck. Noticing anything texturally, any sensation of release perhaps. And then on your next inhale, we're going to lift the head, unwind from our twist on an exhale, and then maybe just a little roll through the shoulders again. Can never do too much of these. Just kind of get things loosened up there, invite in some blood flow. And then we'll find stillness here. Feel free to switch your legs. So maybe your left shin is now in front of your right shin for your Sukhasana seat. Any seat will do. Sit up nice and tall. Take an inhale in through the nose. And then an exhale, twisting to the left. And just again, a loose twist. So right hand to the left knee or left thigh. Left hand can go behind you. And just making sure you're sitting up nice and tall, so not collapsing down into the chest. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, start to turn to the right, tuck your chin underneath that right armpit. And then left arm's going to get really heavy here. Feel free to even shrug that left shoulder, move the left arm a little bit before finding some stillness. And then I'm going to stay silent here for the next few moments as you focus in on your breath. So start to take some really nice deep inhales and expand through the belly. And as you exhale, soften through that left arm a little bit more. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and pick up the head and unwind from your twist on your exhale. Come back to center. Again, maybe a few shoulder shrugs or rolls. And maybe you even want to just gently palpate the top of the upper traps here. So you can maybe use like a claw like that. You can just push down on the top of the upper traps there. And there's an acupressure point through there, gallbladder 21. It's such a great one to just help pull some energy out of the head. So especially if you've been tense around the neck and the shoulders, just pushing down on this area. Now I will say, if you are pregnant, I would stay away from this point as it can induce labor. So just take note of that. But maybe a few more just palpations through there. A little bit of a massage. And then whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and release from that and just take a moment to let your hands rest in your lap, coming back to your easy seat. And so to close out the practice, feel free to bring hands to heart center. I hope this one has found it helpful for you, and I hope you have a very peaceful day. Namaste.